they play and how they come in here, how if they're working or not. So we'll try to do that and see what happens. The goal here is, if we can, we'll pick up Heather and try to get to Diamond City, which will end up being the true test. All right, so this outfit, we're not too keen on it, so we'll probably end up changing that. And that's probably what we'll end up doing a lot of right now, is trying to figure out what's going to work for us. Let's see. So, it's not this one. Building until we get, which one is it? I don't know, to tell you the truth. We're going to test this a little bit, so that's not it. Just bear with me for a minute. There it is. Alright, so we're going to we're just going to go with this for right now. And then, yeah, we got to meet the settlers back in Sanctuary. Right? They should have probably already made it back there by now. Well, that doesn't bode well. Hey, buddy. Come here.
Hey.
Come here. Straight. That was a playful? Really? Okay. Where's the teddy bear? You can't eat the teddy bear. Or did I... Yes. Sorry, boy. Yeah, I know. You're gonna think I'm weird. Alright, let's craft something real quick. Hey, we can do... Alright, so first... carrot juice. I like that. Okay. Oh, we can make 6 more of these, so let's go. No need to butcher. Hey, look at this pickled blood leaf. What does pickled bird do? We can make just one of those. I'm curious now. Okay, that's all we could do. Alright, let's many of these? Just one. Radstad. Okay, just one. Okay. Probably can make 2 of those. 1 of those. What is a herb towel? Okay. And then varmint, we can make what, 5 of those. Look at this one. Supreme Mirelurk Roast. Okay. That is a goal. That is a goal, but we need Mirelurk Ecology and Extreme Angler. So obviously things that we may never make it to. Okay. Ooh, we can make baked potatoes and corn on the cob. Alright. So we got people to talk to, things to do. Hey.
Miss Brooks, welcome back, Mum. I do hope you were able to find some assistance in Conquer.
Well, we made some friends.
You could say that. I made a few new friends.
Can't have enough of those these days. I realize that I'm no Mr. Gutsy, but if needed, I'd be honored to accompany you throughout the Commonwealth. Just say the word.
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Lead the way, Mum.
Alright, now with AFT loaded, I'm going to believe that now we have both Codsworth and... Alright, so of course, both of these fools are just wanting to get him away. But hey, let's go in here for a minute. Oh, I forgot about this.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Miss Brooks, glad to see you still fancy intellectual pursuits.
I don't know if I would call it that, but it is late. Let's get some sleep. Oh, great. And it rains inside our house. That's just awesome. Alright, let's have that. Oh, I'm properly fed. Okay. And then... yeah. I'm curious about this Radhorner milk. Okay. But hey, let's boost ourselves a little bit. What do I want to boost? Yep. I think next up. Okay, so I'm gonna take this one up to 40. I'm gonna take this one up to 20. 80. And that leaves us 5. Choices. Okay. Alright. Codsworth. Something's going on with my HP.
Stay in the common. This is Nick.
We'll go talk to the president. There's a lot of stuff that I need to break down. Excuse me. Yeah. Is that all of it? All of them? Alright. I am going to do something. Because this is not what I normally do, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase that back to what I normally will do. I do a little cheating, but not overly cheating. I don't have a ton of already. What did I do? Can't do anything there. Go with comfort grip. Seriously? I don't want to use capacity. That seems very counter to what I would want. Handmade laser rifle. It's a heat shield. Yep. I don't know what they did. Instantly. Oh, we have a ton of those. What's this one doing for me? Anything? Is this one still just... Oh, okay. Alright. Did not like the... what's the name? Okay, so... Oop. There we go. We need... Let's start with that one, just to see. Okay. See, this is a good one, but underbossed armor. It just made it even better. Let's see. This is a leaf. Nope. Can't do anything with it though. But eventually. I don't know what a Ronin helmet is. I can mess with it. Can't do anything with it. Once we can, we will. To decide. Alright, so we're gonna I don't know that I'm gonna want to use this one. Whoa, heavy. Look at the weight on that thing. Wood. Really? Double dog. Yeah. Like, we were way down here. Alright, so right leg. We've got 3 of them. The medium. We're gonna let that one go. Let that one go. Right arm. Left leg. Oh, we even have a heavy one. Right, left arm. So now we got all. Okay, so. So that one is done. This one. And we can do this. And the keyword for the lead. Yes. We can do that. Not much else we can do with it. On the options, make it visible. Add the keyword. Remember, it's only boosting what the original was. Obviously, it's not a huge boost at all. Okay. I'm curious about this one. That one as well. Okay. Let's take a look real quick. Let's see. So we only have. Let's see what this does. Alright, so this is our Enclave uniform. Looks very much like the boss game, except for one thing. So this one, 42. Alright, I'm gonna return. Let's look at the clothing. So we put that on, and we can't. Alright, so that takes over everything. Let's say this armor, right? Let's see what it looks like. See, it's pretty cool, but we can wear the legs, but we can't wear the arms. We can wear the belt, the bag. Wait, let's see real quick. See, that takes everything, so it won't let you have the one tune. So we go this route with these. And we have to come back here and then look at the or this. This is better. And then, oh, that's the one we wanted to look at. So this is the whole thing. Let's look and see what that. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan. Alright, so we're going to go back here. And then we'll go this, and that. Turn. Which ones are improvements? I think these two are improvements. But I don't think you can wear them. Yeah, can't wear them. Okay, so lesson learned. Did wear. Alright, where's my... Oh, shoot. It's not... Oh, there it is. Alright, so... We can put that on. Okay. So, okay. Now we still got this Oh. Well, they're better than those, so we'll stick with them. These two are better. Okay. So we just have to decide which one of these do we want to wear. Thinking right now. Then headwear, still with the cap. Okay. And then accessories. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Alright, we need to talk to Preston in the rain. So we need that one, and then we need that one. Foggy waters, find out what happened. I don't, what? Pirates arriving with a swan boat have been spotted at Salem, looting a civilian. Might be worth checking out. Okay. You probably right. But not with me.
Listened to Mama Murphy all along. Pretty nice place you come to. I think we could settle down here. Make it a place to call home.
Hold on, can I get in here real quick? Audio. Alright. Turn these down a little bit. Can't hear them at all. Turn this up though. Alright, so you believe in these things? I'm going to say, yeah, you still do.
Yeah, I used to like living here. Before the war.
What do you mean? Before what war? Are you saying...
Yup.
I lived here. Over 200 years ago. I was frozen or something for most of it. Just woke up a little while ago.
Damn. Like one of those old pre-war ghouls. You say you were frozen. Anybody else make it out with you?
My son. Somebody stole him.
Just my son. Somebody took him away while I was still trapped. I've been looking for him.
Damn. I'm sorry. I hope you find him.
Me too.
Let me know if there's any way I can help. Anyway,
Will
I
do.
am glad you're here. And I hope you don't mind, but I've got another favor to ask. I've had word from a settlement asking for help. They're still hoping there are Minutemen out there somewhere. The only chance to start rebuilding the Minutemen is to show people that they can count on us when they need us. Trouble is, I've got my hands full here. Do you think you could go help out with the settlement?
Be glad to.
I'd be glad to help.
That's fantastic. The Minutemen could use more people like you. By the way, if you want to help out around here at all, talk to Sturgis. I'm sure he'd be glad for all the help he can get.
Roger that. Who am I helping? First step. 10 Pines Bluff. Alright, where's Sturgis? Sturgis. Oh, hey, another settler. Alright. Things are looking good. We just need to find
That death law in Concord was bad news, huh, Mama?
I heard
You
him.
ever seen one of those suckers before?
Oh, sure. Plenty. One time, I killed a death claw all by myself. No power armor, fancy minigun, just a pipe pistol. One bullet.
You telling me you killed a death claw with one bullet? Come on. What do you take me for?
It's true.
We...
I might not look it, but back in the day, I had quite the shot.
Yeah,
Okay.
or quite the imagination.
So we actually did watch a
You willing to do some work?
sure. So we actually did watch a video. Um, it was it was a short, and someone wanted to prove Mama Murphy's claim, and they did. Glad to help. What do you
I'd be
need?
glad to help. Just tell me what you need.
Well, for starters, we can use some real beds. We've been sleeping on the ground for too long. Just make sure we can sleep with a roof over our heads. Some of these old houses still look solid enough to do the trick. There's a workbench over there you can use. Give me a holler if you need anything.
Sturgis.
I like it. Having a place to sleep will improve everyone's spirits. What we need now is a reliable source of clean water.
On it.
I'm on it. Clean water coming up.
Great. Thanks again.
Sturgis.
I feel better already, knowing we have a reliable supply of clean water. I hope you don't mind me asking for some more help, but our
Nope.
food supplies are running low. Now, if we're gonna settle here, we need to get some crops established.
I'll start
planting right away.
planting right away.
Good deal.
Hey, Sturgis.
Sturgis.
Well, this place is starting to feel like home. Now that we can grow our own food, I think we can really make a go of this. Trouble is, the more we establish ourselves here, the more of a target we become. What we need is to get some defenses set up. Then maybe Preston will be able to relax a little bit.
On it.
I'm on it.
Ah, thanks. It'll make everyone feel more secure here.
Hey,
Sturgis.
Sturgis.
Thanks for doing that. I'll sleep better at night knowing we have some defenses set up. It's been a long road. Yeah, I think this is it. Home. Feels good.
I was glad to help.
I was glad to help.
Well, I appreciate it. Of course, you know you're welcome anytime. My door's always open to you.
Windows and walls
Windows,
too.
Some of the walls actually come to think of it. I guess I better get back to it.
Yes, sir.
Take care now.
All right, Cosworth. You like that? You like that? You like that? All right. Let's do this. We said we were gonna go get Heather, so let's go get Heather.
Surely you meant to leave that rubbish where you found me.
You know, Codsworth, I was meant to leave you where I found you. But I decided to bring you along so that you would feel, you know, useful, wanted, like you had a purpose. Don't make me regret that. Okay, hold on one sec, guys. Alright, sorry about that. Just had to pause a moment. Now, let's go here and investigate some stuff. We're gonna have to break out the what's names. The dimensional box that we have that we're carrying around with us to support all the loot that we're carrying. And right now I'm still carrying about 500 pounds of loot. There we go.
take care of it. Yeah, well, come and see me soon
Doc
next
Anderson.
time. You
Tiny
shouldn't let it
for the
get
good
that
old
bad before
days.
seeing the doctor.
I know, Doc. I'm sorry. It's just, I had to get away, you know?
Safe travels.
Great, but
Thinking how wonderful it would be to get out of this infernal rain.
poor thing. How wonderful it would be to get out of the rain. Are you rusting? Let's talk to the dog. This is on the ground. Grilled prime. What is he?
Many doctors around these days. Should let me take a look at you.
Doc's the best, isn't she?
Hey, hear anything, Doc?
Any news out there, Doctor?
Been out of the loop. A lot of sick and injured taking up my time. Now, if you need treatment, let me know.
Well, hey, yeah, take a look at me, Doc.
Patch me up, Doc.
Go over your symptoms with me.
I think I soaked up some rads out there, but
Too much radiation. I feel sick.
Blood pooling in the gums, signs of anemia. Yeah. We better clean you up. Done. Now, was there anything else, Bob?
no, I think we're done.
No, we're done.
All right. Don't ruin my hard work by dying out there.
I'm gonna try not to.
Going to see Doc Anderson? I can't recommend him right now.
Was that a turkey? Seriously? Seriously? Guys. Can we leave?
Not this time.
Can you leave the what the heck is it? Is that the head? Seriously? Oh. Holy cow. Good catch, guys. I never even heard him. Wow. That was a rogue mutant hound meat thing. So he's doing a lot of yapping, so I mean they're still fighting. Are you still fighting stuff? Oh shoot. Oh dang. Rad scorpion. He died taking him out. They both did. Yeah, no. goodness. Dog meat, you almost got shot, bud. You seriously almost got shot. Wow. Wasteland farming guide. Alright, what's in there? Alright. Let's get on, let's keep moving. Alright, hold on. Okay. Holy cow. Where's Cosworth going? Yep, there we go. Alright guys, well, this may look awfully familiar to you. Yeah, we're right back here again. The thing I am noticing though is, look over here. You see that right there? And you see? So, what that is showing me is that's a big concern for me every single time we do these, right? Just because and the main reason it's a big concern for me is that's showing me all the clipping that's happening, right? All the fading in and out, and to me that is a clear sign of instability, right? Now, you know, full disclosure, I did mention in my comments, I was responding to someone who had commented about the Fallout anomaly mod list and how it looked so good. And, I'd said, I was actually having a blast with it, Now, granted, there's a lot of things I was finding faults with in it, but the main things that I was finding fault was the addition of a lot of the terrain and landscaping and those mods that right now ended up being the downfall of us being able to play it. And then my biggest concern was the stability. And as you can see, we have a right to be concerned. And as you can see, we really have every right to be concerned about the stability of the mod list. And the one thing that I constantly talk about is how stable the mod list isn't as we head towards the more populated and more resource intensive parts of the Commonwealth. I think that Concord, Sanctuary, the Vault, 111, up in these areas up here, up north, it's one thing, right? It is one thing for it to be stable up there. And I actually think it's pretty easy for it to be stable there. But once you start seeing this start to happen, right, that tells you that your list actually doesn't have long, in my opinion. It does. So what it's telling you is that your list is going to die. It's going to crash soon. And that's 100% the indicator right there. And what I get from it is this. Once you start seeing all the clipping and everything, that is telling you you've entered an area that's not stable, that now the engine is chugging. It is. It's straining to to basically keep the game running, to run the game as it is. As much as you want to think your computer is strong, like I'm running, this is a 4080 GPU, right? The page file is set to 40 gigs. Everything is set the way it's supposed to. There's, the required number. And as you can see, it's a constant struggle to keep the game going. And the key thing right here really is just, we look here, there's 838 active mods, right? 698 actual plugins. And when you start to, it is my thing, and it is my And I will argue, and probably until the day I die, that as you continue to add in, I mean, it's one thing to be able to do it. It's another thing as to whether it's necessary and makes sense to do it, right? It's like, yes, great, you've added in all this stuff. But when you do this, show me someone who's got one of these lists up and going and is deep into the game. Deep into the game. Not only are you able to get to, say, Diamond City and play it nice and everything like that, but now, you're so deep into the game, you're part of the railroad, you're part of, you know, um, the Brotherhood, you've activated and you've got what's his name going, the big robot thing going, and you're and your game is still stable and playing with all those things. I don't think that's possible. I mean, there probably are some top of the line rigs that can, that might be able to handle it and play it, but again, you're creating a mod list that isn't just, is it really geared to just top of the line things? And then so it's like, why? And then that's my big question is, explain to me why you have this loaded. Explain to me why you felt the need to change this. Explain to me what was so wrong with certain things, and then explain why you just couldn't do it with a simple, say, EMB or something that changed the lighting as opposed to sitting there and trying to change like the entire, like the terrain and landscape and everything like that and the building structure, simply because those are the things that you're doing that are destabilizing the game itself. The engine just can't handle that stuff. So why aren't we focusing our lists on just changing the things that the engine can actually handle? And in my opinion, the engine can handle armor, gear, all that stuff, right? I think it can handle just fine adding that type of stuff and those things in. So if you want cool armor and you want cool gear, fine, have at it. Leave the landscape, leave the actual, you know, base or original zones of the game alone and just focusing on, I mean, because a lot of the things that you're changing is still just cosmetic. So leave the buildings alone, leave the landscape alone. The trees are what they are. So without a better engine, and it may be the next iteration of Fallout in 10 years on, Creation Engine 2 or Creation Engine 3 by that time can handle that. The Creation Engine as it is now cannot. And then, I mean, unless that's all your mod list is going to do. But if you're changing all that, and then one of the things, like I said, when you do it, you got to go in and you got to test it. And you got to test it deep, like I said, into the game, deep into the heart of the Commonwealth, where, you know, you're going to have a ton of everything trying to populate and trying to present itself, and then see how that works. And then right now, as you can see, this is what happens consistently, over and over again. This is what you got. Every mod list that we've tried, you know, we can kick them off. We can go through the character creation. If I just stayed around Sanctuary, I don't think there would be a problem. we wouldn't know that there was a problem, right? Sanctuary and Concord, we're fine. But as soon as we dip down and start getting closer and closer to Diamond City, and like I said, the more resource intensive parts of the game, all heck breaks loose. Now, unfortunately, you know, Fallout Anomaly and then the Capital Waste Commonwealth and the last couple of mod lists that we've tried actually allowed us to at least get close to Diamond City before becoming completely unstable and just crashing over and over again. This one, we couldn't even. I mean, truthfully, we couldn't even get to the landfill. We couldn't even get to Heather in order to in order to recruit her. So in truth, this was the least stable of say the last what 3, 4 lists that we've tried. Now, fortunately for me, that Chagrin is still working just fine. So that's Skyrim. But here in Fallout, and I gotta be honest with you, I don't know. I honestly think Fallout is the least stable of the three games that I play right now. Starfield I think works great for me, and what mods I have added really. Um, Skyrim I think is actually even more stable than Fallout when trying to add mods. And then, but that could be because Skyrim is so small to start, right? And then so the stuff that you're adding on is, that's really what it is. Um, and where Fallout, as everybody knows, is at least 90 gigs on its own. And then it's the creation engine, and it's not. So, I mean, granted, Starfield is 125 gigs, but that's creation engine too. So, yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, I just don't feel like um I don't know. I, now, have you asked me have I played other mod lists that have been more stable? Yes. Yes. You know, so there are other mod lists out there for Fallout that have shown to be way more stable. I mean, I think it was, and then while we're here, I'll just bring this up real quick. Now, this is Wabbajack, and I'll show you this. All right, so now you can browse your lists, and so this is basically looking at. So my Wabbajack has 151 total lists. So there's featured and NSF. So only 57 actual featured lists. And then you go to Fallout. Fallout only has 6. And you can see Anomaly is one, Wasteland Reborn is another. These two are being updated, so that's why they're unavailable right now. But you can see this one, Welcome to Paradise, is actually a pretty small list. And if I'm not mistaken, Welcome to Paradise is a list that I was able to actually get as far as doing. It's not Point Lookout. It's the other one where you go to the island and you're, oh my gosh, you meet the other um, guy. I can't think of his name right now. With Nick, and it's another synth over there, and you meet him, and then there's this cult over there, and it's one of the DLCs. I can't remember which one. Gosh, you see, look at his list. what's the name of it? God, I can't remember. You see, I'm still scrolling. I am still scrolling. This is ridiculous. Um, which one is it? It is Far Harbor. Far Harbor. I couldn't remember it. Wow. So I was able to get that, get in there, go on all, had Piper and all the multiple companions, and then even was able to, get deep into the Far Harbor um thing. And this is on my own, right? And yeah, it was stable, but as you can see, it's a smaller list, right? But it's like I said, it's being updated, so it's unavailable right now. And then it may be just unavailable. Whoever was maintaining it might have just stopped. So we don't know. But you can see it's a smaller list. And then you have Life in Ruins and Magnus Opus. And then I've tried these lists, but again, there's a struggle to keep it stable. This is a list that I would love to revisit, and I'm going to try it on a different computer and try to set it up. But then if you add in non-featured and NSF, so now, and remember we were just trying Wasteland Genesis, and as soon as we got close to Diamond City, we just couldn't get it to keep going. Same with Fallout Anomaly. And then, but you can see the common theme here is you look at the size, right? So when you're looking at the size of them, it just stops. And then Capital Commonwealth, which is actually even a smaller list, still couldn't hold up. And it's unfortunate. And then this one here, I still have this one on my other computer that I will have to go back and look at and then see what's going on there. And this one as well. So these two are still going current. Um, and then I'll have to revisit. But on this computer here, and again, we could go back and we could say, well, maybe it's the computer. Maybe it is. Um, I think Dying Breath is on this computer, and I'll have to look at that because I think, did I move it here or move it? I think I moved it over here. So this one is not. This one is on the other one. So, and then one that I couldn't get loaded was this one. I was interested in trying to figure out this one as well. So, but like I said, I would like to go back to these, but the stability of these lists is, to me, the problem, the issue. And it makes it like, okay, well, we can. So what we're really doing is just testing them to see if they run, is really what it is. And then the same with Skyrim. If we go down and we go to Skyrim New Edition, you see there's 71 lists, right? And then this is actually, I've not seen this one, Dragon Break. That's interesting. But you can see all the lists here with Skyrim. They're all pretty large size Skyrim. This is what? Just the untitled Skyrim mod list. This one I'm very curious about. Ghoulified Reality. The Old North. Now the size tells you, oh hey. And then this one, Elden Rim for Reborn. Really? And then, then you have some of yours. Lore Rim, to me, I just don't know. It's like, for me, it was like, this would be a great one to try. But then I'm looking at the size of it, and I'm like, it just, at some point, it's going to destabilize and it's not going to be stable anymore. And for me, that's a problem. That's a problem. It's like, well, why invest the time, effort? So right now, you can see this is the one we're using right now, Chargrin, and it's not bad. And so far it is proven to be kind of stable. And I haven't really gotten into this is another one that's intriguing. Ilanalta is a smaller list. One I couldn't I actually have played this list. Elysium Remastered is pretty cool. And where is it? Um, Another one that I am kind of interested in is Follow On, but that's a pretty large list. What is it? So you can see Elder Gleam is one that I really want to try, but I just couldn't get it to load. And what it is, and then this is one of the newer lists, and it requires more than just the creation kit, but you have to have the creation kit, you have to have, and it was requiring so many files that it's like, well, I don't actually create mods, so I wouldn't have these files on my computer already, and I just felt it didn't do a good job of trying to explain how to get those files. And then to me that was the biggest down disappointment there. See, look, Denoxetide, it's a smaller list. The problem with this list, and here's the problem I have with it, it takes away a lot of what makes Skyrim Skyrim. There's not a lot of characters that you interact with. There's rarely no companions. And so it's basically post-apocalyptic Skyrim, which is actually a cool concept. The problem is it's post-apocalyptic Skyrim without any of the endearing qualities of Skyrim. You know, you don't have any of the NPCs that you actually really enjoy talking to or, enjoy interacting with, you know? And then, like, all of my favorite NPCs are gone. They're not part of this. So everything's gone, everything's wasted, and it's the same thing over and over again. You have to go to each hold and it basically kill and clear out not just the ghouls and everything that have taken residence there, but you have to kill if there's a lich or some sort of, boss, and one, two, or three dragons at each one. And at some point, it starts to feel more like a watered down poor man's version of Oblivion, with all the gates and stuff, where you're just doing the same repetitive thing, and then it's just that each hold is just harder than the last. And it's like, again, in my opinion, if you're an Elden Ring or Souls fan, maybe that's it, it's great because, like I said, there's no character development, in my opinion, worthwhile left in the game, right? You can still you can still build up your skills and stuff, but there's no true development, there's no character interaction, there's no relationship building, there's nothing of that because there's nobody there. And just a game that's hard for the sake of being hard is not something I'm into. So, no. So, uh, and I've tried to play it twice actually, and both times it just after a bit it just gets tedious, it gets old, it gets tiring, and it's just like I said, it just ain't worth it to me, for one, right? So this is one I'm very interested in. But again, like I said, I just wish it was better explained how to get certain files that just aren't naturally going to be on your computer just because you play the game or just because you downloaded the game. Like Creation Kit isn't downloaded to your game when you play the game. You actually have to download Creation Kit. So and this doesn't explain to you to go and download it. You just have to figure it out. Oh, I need Creation Kit. I got to go get that and download it. And it's like, well, there's other files that aren't just downloaded because you know, downloaded the game and then you open the game up and you say, yes, update for anniversary. And then, yeah, no, there's extra files that need to be downloaded onto your computer that this does actually, in my opinion, a very poor job of telling you how to go out and get them. And then so now you're sitting there trying to download this mod list, but it's incomplete, and then now when you do and it's incomplete, it'll actually give you a link and it'll say, here's all the missing mods. And then you'll look at them and then it'll tell you which ones are missing and even provide you a link to go get it. Most of the links are broken because there is no place to go get them, right? Or at least it's incorrect. And so you're sitting there like, and you're frustrated and you're annoyed, and it's like, okay, thanks a lot for nothing. So, and so you have to be careful of which mod list and understand that when it's telling you you need something, there's a possibility that, you'll have to do a little research and figure it out. Now, what's funny to me is there's a Chargren that's OSTEM. Okay, so you have to be careful. One is one is very risque, and the other one is safe. So, and the one that I'm playing is this one here. But I am interested in this one. It's just that it's so big. It's just, and then when they're that size, what concerns me is why is it that size? Now, again, for Skyrim, I'm not as concerned, right? To me, it's more, do I have the space on my hard drive, for this? But for Fallout, the size of the mod really is kind of what concerns me because, in general, when they get to be that size, when they get to be that big, sometimes they're that size because of all the stuff they're trying to add in, right? And then for me, like I said, I don't have a problem with when you're trying to, and then I don't think we can sort by the size of the mod stuff that you're trying to put in. But when you see some of these bigger size files, like this one, the HD Enhancement Project Creature Edition. So I'm like, okay, maybe, but you can see it's 1.2 gigs. Just that one alone, that one file. And then there's also going to be some that are really big. They're going to be the, you know, stuff that deals with, see, like this. This is I'm not gonna knock it, right? Is the armory, right? And then private military company. It's like, okay. Face gen, okay. Sim settlements, all right. Heckler and Cook, right? So yeah, some of these files, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see it. All right, these are fine, right? They should work fine. It's when you start messing with the landscape, when you start replacing the grass, when you start replacing the trees, when you start replacing the buildings, that's when you start running into problems because it's not like you're replacing what's there. You're just, I want to say, overwriting what's there. And a lot of times you end up with just stuff that clips through each other. And that's where you end up with things that fade in and fade out. And you end up with all kinds of problems. And then all of a sudden, the engine is trying to run and is running two things at the same spot or the same place. And it's just too much for it and it crashes. The game just consistently crashes for you. And it's like, I don't know. It's just not, to me, it's just not worth it, you know? And there is one that I definitely take out every time, and it's called the Rebuild, because to me, that's just like, I understand if you didn't like the way Fallout 4 does the settlement stuff, is one thing, but you really are messing things up. Literally, it does. It breaks things in wherever wherever it's supposed to. So the rebuild is for Sanctuary, and it really breaks a lot of stuff in Sanctuary. And then so you have to take it out, and then it's like, man, I don't feel like or have the time or when there's so many different mods, it's like, okay, what's breaking this over here? What's breaking this over there? And you really have to comb through and see, well, what's causing all the issues and all. And it's like, God, what? Just why? You know, why? And then like, and I have to admit, this when I see something like this, randomized Diamond City Guard outfits. Seriously? Now, it's a very small, simple thing, but do we not know what it's doing to the engine while the engine is trying to, you know, provide you 10 guards and all 10 with different combinations of uniform? So the mod might be small, but what it's asking the engine to do might be pretty significant. So yeah. So there you have it, guys. I'm gonna put this out, and pretty much, I don't know that I'm gonna. I really don't. It's another one of these things. It's another failed attempt, and in truth, it's another failed attempt to um run through a mod list that just isn't very stable. And could it be my computer? Probably could be. You know, could very well be. But then that means, if I have just an average computer, well, then your mod list, right? If you're putting it out there, shouldn't it be so that it would run at least on an average computer and not require top of the event, top line, top end uh, gear just to run your mod list? How snotty is that, right? That's pretty elitist at that point. you know, well, don't even try to run my mod list unless you got the top. It's like, really, really great customer service there. Yeah. hmm Yeah, you really like your community. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it. So guys, remember, like, comment, subscribe. Anybody out there playing this right now, let me know. And let me know if you're having troubles or if you figured out how to make it more stable. Wasteland Reborn. It's a decent mod list. Um, just just can't run it. All right, later.